Well, we continue with reading and use of English part 1. We said that sometimes it is about collocations, words that go together. Some other times it is about fixed expressions in English that we commonly use. Some others it is about phrasal verbs. We are going to check also a complete section for phrasal verbs and linking words, connecting words also. And sometimes it is about the specific meaning of some words. So, Ere, can you read the exam advice for reading and use of English part 1, please?
Yes. Read the title of the text. This will help you to predict the main topic. Always read the whole text first to understand the gist. Look carefully at the sentence where the gap is. Also, look carefully at the sentences before and after the gap. Make sure that the word you choose makes sense in the context of the text as a whole. Consider each alternative carefully, dismissing those which do not fit. Finally, read through what you have written and see if it is sound right.
So as you can see, they give you the some kind of a strategy for this. So they tell you read first, then read for general meaning, general ideas in the text. Then you need to check the word before and after the gap, and then you have to choose what seems to be the right word according to the meaning. And you have to consider each alternative carefully, and you say, I think this is the best one. And then when you finish with all the text, you reread it to see if it is logical. So today we are going, yes. Yeah, questions? Do you have questions?
No.
Okay. Rebe is coming again. Well, so let's start with this. Let's do it together. I decided, I knew the letters, the words are very small, but I think it is better to have everything in just one screen. So I put the text and the possibilities. So first, we need to concentrate only on the text. So let's read it together. Can you read the first paragraph, Ere, please?
Yes. Part 1. Well, the first part is smart talk. But the
Sorry,
instructions,
the
I think.
instructions first. Yes.
Yeah, part 1. For questions 1 to 12, read the text below and decide which answer A, B, C, or D best fits each gap. There is an example at the beginning, 0. Example, A, paying, B, attracting, C, causing, D, devoting.
Voting.
So animal behaviorists used to think that a dog bark was simply a way of attracting attention. Now, a new study suggests that dogs have, we
In this
have
case,
a specific.
Let's read it just without the gaps first.
Okay.
Just
Now
the
a new study suggests that dogs have barks and that they vary the pitch and pace of these two different messages. The scientists who carry out the research are now that dogs usually use high-pitched single barks when they are from their owners and lower, harsher super bark when strangers are from their, when strangers towards them or the doorbell rings.
So in general, they are saying that these dogs have specific they
different
have
kind of barking.
different kind of barking. Okay, excellent. Then Rebe, hello Rebe. Are you there? Can we listen to you?
Can you hear me?
Yes, Rebe, perfect. Okay, Rebe, can you read the second paragraph? Let's put it until here, until this part.
Okay. During the research, The scientists also wonder what other abilities dogs possess. For example, where they are able to recognize quantity. To test
Were
this,
they
the dog
able?
uh, were they able to recognize quantity. To test this, the dog were first treated before a screen was lowered, so that the treats were out of. Then the treats were either left as they were, added to, or reduced. If a treat was added or taken away, the dog looked at, at them for longer,
Presumably.
presumably because the numbers did not meet there. The scientists conclude that dogs know that
Included?
include the
Concluded?
scientists concluded that dogs know they are receiving fewer treats because they have a basic mathematical ability that them to tell when one pile of objects is bigger than other.
Okay. Then to finish with this, Eric, can you finish with the text, please?
Yes, this ability may be present because dogs are from wolves, which not only have a large neocortex, the brain center of reasoning, but live in large social groups. This mathematical ability could have been used to work out how many enemies and
Alice?
allies,
Alice?
alias
Alice.
they had in a pack. However, in order to truly count, an animal has to recognize that each object in a set to a single number, and the last number in a represents the total number of objects.
Well, in this case, don't worry if so far there are some, well, you cannot understand all the ideas, but in general, you have, it is better to read the text first. In the exam, it should take you no more than 2 minutes. Just the general reading. Why? Because it is important to understand the context or the general idea of the text. So don't worry if so far there were some ideas that you couldn't catch. Also because you haven't read the options, so it is easier to become a little bit confused. We need to
Yes.
learn to tolerate some kind of ignorance of
Okay.
or not a complete understanding of the text. Well, then they say you should go option by option and try to choose the best one. For this, I will give you some time because you needed to do it on your own. Usually in the exam nowadays, because this is from previous versions of the exam, they are only 8 questions. Here we have 12 because this is from previous versions of the exam. When in my days it used to be longer. Now the exam is shorter and you only have 8 questions. So
I
I
have
will
a question. Sorry.
yes.
Yeah, I know we are going to do that, and you will give us time. But today I'm going to the I don't know how to say, to the field Feria de Libro de Minería. I don't know to
The fair
uh,
book, the book fair, sorry,
the
the book.
the book fair, yes, of Mineria Palace, and I think I will search for some English book to help me to pass my C1 certification. So,
Uh-huh.
what is your suggestion about it? This is material
Ooh,
from which book is? You
uh-huh,
last class you told advanced learner, grammar, advanced grammar in use or something like
uh-huh,
that. I know that book,
uh-huh.
but I think it's not specifically for C1 certification.
It is in general for, well, it can help you a lot with your grammar, but as
Yeah,
you
I
said,
know,
it's
I know.
not especially for Kai because the exercises are not specific for this. If you can find the one for Cambridge, C1 Cambridge, there are some, here, let me check. these ones. I don't know if you can see it. This is the first book, Advanced C1.
Yes.
If you can
Okay.
find it, this is specifically designed for the text and for the exam, sorry, for the certification. And it has all the, how do you say this? All the, so they are some tests, like just, how do you say this? Mock test. They are
See?
like from previous version, from previous exams. They after some years they publish these exams. It can be this one. There is another one, common errors for C1 advanced. Also, I don't have that in physical, but it is another one, and also
But common advanced C1, do you have the
can see
editorial
pictures.
company or
It is the printing press company is Cambridge.
printing press? Which one?
Cambridge English. It is
Cambridge.
yes, official preparation. So
Okay. And the
if
other
you
one?
the other one is also from Cambridge. It is common errors in C1.
Okay.
Common, and they are specifically designed for the exam. But if you want to buy a book that you want to read, something like for pleasure, well, I think I need to be more specific about your likes. But
No book for pleasure, just to prepare my exam.
to
That's it.
prepare for the exam. Okay. And also, I will give you a present. All of you, all of the people in the class, I will give you a present. I will give you some. How do you say this? Some years ago, I didn't have anything to do in my life, so I was preparing some students for C1, and I decided to make a compilation of exercises, reading and use of English, only reading and use of English. And they are like 100 exercises for each part of reading and use of English, and all of them have the. So I will paste it on Google Classroom, because I was like going one by one, so it can be very useful for all of you. Well, but I will ask you to download it from Google Classroom. Well, so it can help you a lot. If you see all the material that is for CAE, I suggest you buy it directly from Cambridge, because they make the official material.
Test. Yeah. Okay.
And there is also a website. If you buy the book, they will give you access to Cambridge Corpus. Corpus is it means that they have a lot of material for you for specifically designed for the exam. So they will give you for that. Well, then so now I will give you time to try on your own. In the exam, I suggest there will be a time in the future when you are prepared for the exam. You are supposed to do it in 7 or 8 minutes, everything. All of this in 7 or 8 minutes, because the total exam is 1 hour and 15 minutes, the part of reading and use of English. So at this moment, don't worry about the time. I will give you more time, because we are learning how to do it. But little by little, we are going to move to no more than 9 minutes. So at this moment, I will give you 15 minutes to try.
Yes.
To read and to decide which answer is the one that you need. And then we are going to check some exercises so that we learn to distinguish which answer is the best for each part, well, for each gap. Okay, so no music this time, because you need to concentrate, but I will set the time. Okay. So 15 minutes, and then we are not checking the answers yet. We are going to do something specifically designed for this part of the well, for this exercise, and then we are going to check the answers. So,
Okay.
Rebe, if you another suggestion for both of you, Rebe and Ere, and all the people checking the video, try to find a place where you can really concentrate. I know maybe you, Rebe, you are at work, and it is difficult for you to find a place. But if you, for example, you are watching this at home, try to find a place where you can concentrate. Well, yeah, this is very important for the exam. Well, I will give you 15 minutes and then we continue. So see you in 15 minutes. So now that we took these 15 minutes, yeah, if you are watching this, maybe you should pause it, finish, and then we are going to continue, but we are not checking the answers yet. Why? Because we need to do some specific exercises. Well, a specific exercise that we can use to clarify these kind of words. So
Okay.
before we start with this, let's read what's tested. Can you read it, Rebe, please?
What's tested? Part 1 of the use of English paper is primarily a test of vocabulary. Questions typically focus on fixed phrases, focus on fixed phrases, collocations, linkers, idioms, and phrasal verbs.
Idioms are these kind of idiomatic expressions as we have in Spanish. Like if you try to understand the meaning just word by word, maybe it is illogical, but they have some kind of a specific meaning that language speakers give it. Native speakers give it to these phrases. We are going to check some. Well, some tips, Ere. Thank you.
Yes. Read the whole text through carefully before choosing the correct option for each space. Look at the choice of 4 words and choose the one that best fits both in terms of meaning and grammar.
Okay.
Detailed study.
Yes, thank you. Continue.
In the exercise below, use the words in the box to complete the sentences. Use each word once only.
Okay, so here in, well, number 0 is just an example of what we have to do. Then they give you the options. If you check, all of the options are the same kind of word. All of them, for example, here are verbs: paying, attracting, causing, devoting, but all of them are in ing.
Okay.
So all of them are verbs in ing. And then they give you sentences in which the use of every or each specific word is really, really detailed for the verb, well, for the context, sorry. So can you read letter A and B and C and D, Eric, please?
Yes. By attracting attention to themselves, they were rescued from the island. And well, attracting is the word they choose. He loved in a very locked in a very strange way, causing everyone to turn around and look.
That was the consequence.
Yeah, causing, yes. See, she won the award for devoting her whole life to looking after the poor. This is like Madre Teresa de Calcuta.
Not me, by the way.
Yeah, of course, not me also. Number D, by letter D, by paying attention to the directions, she arrived quicker than anyone else.
If you check by reading these sentences, it is a little bit, well, it is clearer the use of each verb. So this collocation, attracting attention. You say, hello, please see me. I am here. You are attracting attention. But here, causing is when you do something in order for something to happen. Causing everyone to turn around to do this. Then devoting your life, devote means to commit, to give something just because you feel it, or this is your, let's say, your motivation. And then you have another one. It is also attention, but instead of attracting, you are paying attention. You are giving your attention to something. In this case, directions. So little by little, we are learning how to do it. Then let's do number 1 together. Rebe. Thank you, Rebe. Please read every sentence, and then we choose which word is the best.
Okay. Letter A. Does someone have the time, please? Letter B. You have to be highly trained and have skills to work in engineering. Letter C. She wrote an account of the time she spent traveling across Africa. Letter D. I gave him instructions about what to say during the meeting.
Okay, so for letter A, which word do you think is the best? Specific, exact, detail, or specialized?
Exact.
Because we are referring to time. So exact time. Does anyone have the exact time? Very difficult to say. Okay. Exact would be the one. Then next one, you need to be highly trained and have specialized skills to work in engineering. I think it is the one. We are going to check the answers because I also included the answers. Specialized. Remember, in American English, it is with Z. In British English, it is with S. In the exam, both are accepted as long as you are, how do you say this? There is a word, consistent. If you're using American English, well, use it through all the exam. If you're using British English, use it through all the exam. Well, then letter C, she wrote an account of the time she spent traveling across Africa.
Detail.
Detail account. In this case, it refers to maybe she was describing something in a book or something very specific. So we say detail account because you give maybe dates and you give a lot of information, extra information. Then I gave him instructions.
Specific.
So I think little by little it is becoming easier. Specific instructions, detailed account of the time, specialized skills, and exact time. Okay, well, then let's go for the next. Number 2. Let me erase it. What happened, teacher? Ahora. Number 2, can you read it, Ere? Can you read all of them?
Yes. If you are bored, you go to the cinema. The color red can offer a sense of energy and strength to people. I would like to be senior managers. You have a lot of responsibility. I wouldn't like to be a senior manager. You have a lot of responsibility. When he retires, he'll his power to his son.
Okay. Number one, you go to the cinema.
So yes.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because it is not an imposition. So I suggest. Uh-huh. I suggest you go to the cinema. Then the color red can often convey, bear, transfer.
I don't know what is combi or beer,
Okay.
but let me check.
Let's go to the dictionary because I want you to see some examples of it. Uh-huh. So that you can understand it better. Ahora. Uh-huh. Zoom is very difficult to manage sometimes. Okay. Well, this is first, combi, you said. Mhm.
Mhm.
Can you see the dictionary?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay. So it
to
says
express.
to express a thought, feeling, or idea that is understood by other people. Usually it comes with the word message sometimes. His poetry conveys, like it gives me the sense of, or
Okay.
it transmit. Conveys a great sense of religious devotion. To convey something to someone. Please convey our condolences to the family. So in this case, it means to express an idea or a feeling or a thought. Well, then the other one, it was bear, but not the animal,
Yeah.
not the animal. It says to accept, to tolerate. Yeah. Well, it is not. Yeah, this one. To accept or to tolerate or to endure something, especially something unpleasant. But there is another meaning. This is more specific. Where is it? This one. To have or to continue to have something. Bear something in mind. It means to consider something.
Okay.
Bear my words in mind, like consider my words. Usually after you reflect. So it says, I will consider it. I'll bear it in mind. Then the other one was what? I don't remember. Suggest.
That word, the two words, I didn't know the meaning.
Okay. It was the other one. Let me see. Bear, combi, and transfer.
Yeah.
Well, so let me share the right. Yeah, I am sharing it. Well, so it says the color red can often a sense of energy. Which one?
Combi.
Combi. Like give you the impression, the idea, the feeling. So I think it is combi too. But don't worry, we are going to confirm our answers. Then letter C. I would like to be, I wouldn't like to be senior manager. You have to. Which one?
To bear a lot of
Uh-huh.
responsibility.
I think it is better, as you said, because it implies something negative, something that you don't enjoy. So to bear, you have to bear a lot of responsibility. It means like more an imposition than something that you want. And then letter D, when he retires, he'll his power to his son. You have it, but now you give it to another person. What could it be?
Transfer.
Transfer. Yes, I also I also think that. So remember, convey is like you transmit, but you transmit an idea. You give the message of something. To bear something or bear something in mind, to bear something is like to endure a situation which is usually not something you like. And transfer, you can transfer some kind of power. Well, then for number three, Rebe, can you read them, please?
Yes. Sue is that she can sing, but everyone else thinks she's terrible. The government say they are to improve the education system. I used to eat anything from the supermarket, but recently I do organic foods. Jim, his mother, to lend him the car for the weekend.
Okay, this is not so difficult, I hope. So remember that they tell you check before and after, so that we can decide which word is the best. So Sue is,
Convince.
Convince.
Full of hair.
but maybe it's not such a good thing. So convinced, as my sister is convinced that she suffers a lot, and I said no, take it easy. Convinced. Okay. Yeah, because it is something that you believe, but there is no proof. Then letter B. The government say that they are
Determined.
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 Determined. Determined, meaning that they have this intention. It has to do more with that. Convinced, maybe it is just an idea that you have, but determined has to do with the intention of doing or finishing or achieving something. Then letter C. I used to eat anything from the supermarket, but recently I
Converted to organic foods.
yeah, you move from one thing to another. So I converted. I could only be vegetarian for 8 months, and then I couldn't continue. So I converted to organic foods. In this case, it is in plural because it doesn't refer to only one dish. It refers to different types of food. So that is why it is in plural. Then Jim
Persuaded his mother to lend him the card for the weekend.
What is the specific meaning of persuade here?
I will say that the same meaning in Spanish is almost the same word.
Yeah, but how can you explain it?
To convince somebody to do something that you want to do.
But not openly, like saying, Ere, I want you to do this. No, like you talk to this person
You
in
use
a
your
nice
soft power to do
to
that
convince
people do to convince.
to convince someone. So in this case, it is not that you say something directly, but as you said, you use your magic words and your, as we say in Spanish, labia. Well, yeah, you have some kind of talent to convince people. Not so open. Okay, then for number 4, can you read it, Rebe?
Yep. There were 10 of us for dinner, so the food was up carefully. The log of wood was in 2 halves. Simon became more and more from reality, and his illness progressed. The child cried when he became from his mother in the crowd.
So check it. So the food was.
Mm,
Carefully.
split.
Split. Split has to do more with something that you do, like, how do you say this? Like, fast. So which one could it be? Which one could be better here? And
Divided.
it has to be, it is also with the meaning of totally, and it comes with up, divided up. These phrasal verbs with up usually mean two things, literally, like you look up, like this, look up. But also, some of these phrasal verbs ending with up have to do with this meaning completely. So it means that the food was divided completely and carefully. That would be one. Then the log of good, this piece of good, let's say, has to do with this. Fast. Which could it be?
Detach.
Detached. Detached has to do
Detach.
with this kind of separation that you take. For example, sometimes I feel I am a little bit detached from my family. Like I
Okay.
don't see them very often. Because I don't like them, maybe. Not really, just pedagogical purposes. So in this case, it has to do more with an action in which you do
Split.
something. So although the split, although the preposition is also used with divided, it has to do more with a movement that you do, split it. For example, with a bar of chocolate, you split it like suddenly.
Okay.
So it has to do with this movement. Okay, letter C. Simon became more and more from reality.
Detach.
Detached. Yes,
Detach.
mhm. It has to do with this uh, distance that you take, but mentally from something. Also, detach is when for a house, when it is a detached house, it is not near any other house. It is separated from everything around. That could also be another meaning. Then letter D. The child cried when he became from. It can help you too.
The last one separated.
Yes.
Here the problem is that all of the words means to divide or to separate something.
As we check in last class, it says it is about this specific meaning. And
Yes.
sometimes prepositions can help you. Here they are not of much help, but
Yeah, sometimes,
so
but in this case.
Split is usually with the preposition into, but also divided. Detach is commonly used with from. He
Okay.
was detached from reality, or the house was detached from other houses. And separated also from, but it gives you a little help, let's say. And remember, in this case, split, we use it in like with this movement, split it. Give me some and split it fast. Divided could be more carefully, like little by little. And with the preposition up, it means completely. Well, then number 5, breathe in, breathe out. Ere, can you read the sentences in
Yes.
number 5?
Yes, Jane tends to on my doorstep whenever I'm about to go out. When watched
We
his
watched.
train, when watched his
We.
train into the station. We watched his train into the station. See, there was a long queue
Along queue.
for the sales
Along queue.
queue,
Along line.
a long queue for the sales. But eventually we began to towards the shop entrance. The
Eventually.
trainer told us to the horse slowly and quietly. My God.
Okay. Take it easy. Check. Approach is has to do with a movement. For example, a person. The other day, I was talking to one of my neighbors, and one friend approached us, like not suddenly, but little by little. They come towards you. Appear. This is like there was nothing, and then something appears. Draw has to do with attention, a little bit with attention that you are paying. And move has to do with some specific movement, or how can I explain this? Like in little by little. So let's try to sorry. Let's try to go one by one. So for example, Jane tends to on my doorstep
Appear.
Appear.
Appear because you are not expecting her. This is something like I was not expecting her to see. Well, I was not expecting to see her outside. So appear would be, I think, more suitable here. Appear. Well, then the train. We watch his train into the station.
I don't know if approach or draw or draw.
Let's check all the meanings of, well, some meanings of draw, because it has to do with the specific, one of the specific meanings of draw. So let's go to the dictionary. Okay, we can find one of them. It says picture, to make a picture. No, this is not the one that we want. Draw as a verb, to attract someone's attention. No, not. To make or show a comparison between two things. No, not this one. To consider the facts of, no. I think this is the one that we need. To move in a particular direction, especially in a vehicle. Oh, I think this is the one that we need. And it is usually with the preposition into. And I think it is the same example that we have. The train slowly drew into the station. Well, not exactly the same, but okay. So let's go there. So Jane watched his train. Which one?
Draw into the station.
Draw. So it has to do with a vehicle. In this case, the vehicle that we are using or referring to is the train. Draw into the station. That is a more specific meaning. Then for letter C, but eventually we began to. Which one?
Approach.
To approach towards the shop entrance. I don't know. I think it has to do with this slow movement. Because approach is usually faster, not so fast as appear, but well, I think a little bit faster than than approach. So began
Move to. Okay.
to move. To move. So the trainer told us to the horse slowly and quietly, meaning to go
Approach.
near, approach.
Approach. Mhm.
And also remember that the word approach, sorry, has as a noun and also as a verb. It means to take a certain perspective of something. For example, a communicative approach, a way to see something in a communicative way, for example. But in this case, it refers to the way you become near towards something. You move near towards something. So you appear suddenly. Draw in using a vehicle. In this case, the train. Move, as it says, eventually move. Little by little, and approach. Well, you move near something. Okay. Well, then I think we need. If you can take a screenshot, I will do it too. Okay. Yeah, because we are going to check our answers, but I need to erase them, of course. Ahora. Well, we have no 5. No more thing. I didn't put the others. Let me do it fast. It happens when you are preparing this. I think there is one missing. I will do it fast. So just give me a second. I will put the others. Sorry. It is page 25. No, yes. No, page 60 something. Who's coming? Who's coming? Álvaro is coming. 60 something. Yes. Okay. Number 6. Okay. Letter D. I will give you some time. Okay, it is here and the other. Okay. And 12. Ready. Yes, I don't know why I miss. Well, I know. Maybe I made this mistake. Let's go with number 6. Hello, Alvaro. Hi. Okay, let me erase my answers. Number 6. Alvaro, hello.
Hello,
Can you
teacher.
read? The sentences in number 6, and we are going to explain what we are doing. Don't worry.
Yes. Jane was with a beautiful crystal vase when she left her department.
Mhm.
I was to book the holiday immediately, but I thought I should check with my wife. Uh, the surgeon space how the operation should be performed. And the last we were space or rooms by the owner of the hotel.
Aha. Okay, you have the options. Tempted, maybe when you're tempted, the other person does it in how do you say this? In a persuasive way. Maybe they don't do it openly. And maybe they do it in order for you to buy something or to do something for other people. Demonstrated, first the other person does it carefully, and then you are supposed to do it. Shown, it is just for the occasion, like not in detail, just and presented maybe, well, it is a very formal word. So let's try to check for the first one. Jane was with a beautiful crystal vase when she left her department. Presented, shown, demonstrated, tempted. I don't know. Okay, let's see the others. I was to book the holiday immediately. But I thought I should check with my wife first. Yes.
Tempted?
Which one? Tempted. Maybe you were like thinking I will do it, but then you say no. So this I agree with you, Rebe. Tempted would be better here. Tempted. Okay, next one. The surgeon, how the operation should be performed. Which could it be?
Demonstrated.
Demonstrated, yes. In this case, demonstrated has to do with you perform an action first so that people can see how to do it carefully and correctly. Okay. Then no letter D. We were
Shown.
our rooms. Shown is better because presented is more formal. So. And so it gives you the option presented with. And in this case, the preposition helps you.
It's
Or
like
present.
a gift or something like that. I give you a present, so I
Yes.
presented with something.
Yeah, and maybe it was, as you said, a gift, but also the preposition helps you to define this presented with. So it is like they gave it to her, but first they showed this to her. Presented with, tempted to do something. Demonstrate how to do something and show something. Okay. Then number 7. This is for Ere. Thank you. And then Rebe.
Yes, if we build that hotel there, the ocean will be hidden from. The
Hidden.
kid rose hidden from. The kid rose into the sky until it was out of.
The
Don't
kite.
take a,
These kites, what is the meaning of a kite?
I don't know.
How do you say this in Spanish? Papalote, from the word papalote, mantle papalote. In Spanish, it is mariposa. So it is an object that flies in the sky.
Okay. Don't take any of Chris. He is always rude to everyone. He showed he showed grit of the situation. He could see exactly what was really happening.
Okay, before we choose, we need to analyze the exact meaning of that we need for each word. For example, in letter A, it says the ocean will be hidden from. This can give you something. But it means that you cannot see it because the hotel was blocking. If we build, the hotel will be blocking your the possibility to see something. The first one. Then for the second one, it says until was out of. So that you cannot notice this. There was nothing blocking. In this case, it was so far that you cannot see it anymore. That's another one. And in letter C, it means that you shouldn't pay attention to Chris. You shouldn't yes, pay attention to him. Like, don't even
Any notice?
consider.
I think
Okay.
it's notice.
Well, letter C, I also agree with you. It is notice. Okay. And in letter D, it says, he showed great, but it means understanding. Not precisely
Perception.
something that you, perception. Yes.
No.
Okay, let's check the others. So for letter A, if we build that hotel there, the ocean will be hidden from
Sight.
From sight. I think it is view. It doesn't, here view doesn't mean opinion. It means literally what a person can see from the horizon. How do you say this? The landscape. So it would be a synonym for landscape. And here view is a synonym for landscape.
And also because when you sell or book a hotel room, they may ask you with ocean view or interior view or something like that, and of course the fare is different. So yes. Yeah, ocean view is like yeah.
So it will be hidden from view. Here, as we commented, we need a synonym for landscape, the thing that you can see. But now check. You need for the next. It says the kite rose into the sky until it was out of, and meaning that you cannot see it anymore. Not because something is blocking it, but it means that you cannot. You don't have the possibility. Your eyes are not the eyes of an eagle, for example. So it was out of
your sight.
Sight. Sight, in this case, means your capacity to see something. So, and this is a common phrase, out of sight, not out of view, but hidden from view. So it also has to do with fixed phrases that we commonly use in English. So if you have a vocabulary notebook, I suggest you write this: hidden from view, but out of sight. And as Ere said, don't take any notice of Chris, meaning, don't pay attention to him. He's crazy. So don't take any notice. This is another phrase. Don't take any notice of her. She's crazy. Don't pay attention to her. And here, perception is not precisely of what you can see with your eyes, but it refers to your understanding of the situation. That is why perception would be better here. Okay. Okay. The next, number 8. Alvaro, can you help us? And then Rebe. Sorry, Rebe.
Okay. Unfortunately, unfortunately, the holiday did not meet our space. Letter B, the man's strange behavior aroused the space of the police officer. Letter C, according to my space, we should have enough money for the rest of the month. And letter D, we were given three different space for the cost of repairs to our car.
Well, here for this, I think it is similar to the previous exercise. Before you watch the options, we need to understand the specific meaning of the sentence. So the holiday did not meet our. We need a word that refers to something that we thought it was going to be, something that we try to predict according to this. Which word could it be?
Expectations.
And this is a fixed phrase. It didn't meet our expectations. Meaning it was not what we were expecting, let's say, or not what we wanted, according to or what we were told according to the advertisement. Well, for the next, strange behavior. So police, what could it be? I don't know, teacher. You are the teacher. You tell me.
Suspicions.
Suspicions. Yes. Well, it refers to these thoughts of, maybe he's guilty of something because he's behaving a little bit strange. Yes. Then according to my knowledge, to the things that I thought, some work of your mind, which would it be?
I will say calculations.
Calculations.
Calculations, yes. So the word calculations doesn't refer to money, especially. Well, not specifically referred to money. It refers to some mathematics in your mind, some kind of process in your mind. But the next refers to money. Which one?
Estimates.
An estimate refers to some kind of budget or some kind of money that you calculated, but specifically referring to money. So, and also they are specific phrases. Meet my expectations or meet expectations. To arouse suspicions. According to my calculations, that's another phrase. And different estimates for the cost. Estimates for the cost. It refers to money. Well, then another screenshot, please, so that you have all the answers, and then we compare it with the answers given by the book. Okay, so take it. Yes, teacher. Also me. Well, then number 9. This is for Rebe. Yeah, Rebe, sorry. Let me just erase this. How do I erase it?
Richard is great. He people whenever he can. Your assistant me that the delivery will be here today. The money I inherited me to do a lot more things. The new system, a faster service.
Okay, so the first one is related to something nice. Something good for the people, because it says is great. The second one refers to something that they tell you it was for sure it was going to happen. Then the third one refers to to something that you were given by someone else. And the letter D, I think it refers to a service. The new system, service. So the first one, letter A. It means help,
Assist.
assist. Remember, assist is not attend. They are not synonyms. Attend means to be somewhere, but assist means to help. This is what we call in English a false friend. So in this case,
What did you say? Sorry, attend
Yes.
means what?
attend means to go to a place. I attended a concert yesterday, meaning I went
Okay.
to a concert. But assist
Cool.
doesn't mean as in Spanish,
Okay.
assistir. It means
Okay.
to help. So here we need a synonym for help. So I think here we have assist. He assists. So it is something positive. Meaning help people. Then your assistant, me, which one? I don't know, teacher.
Inform.
Informs. But it is in a formal way. Your assistant informs me or inform me in past, but I think here it is in present. Informs. Like she's telling me, but you need a more, well, inform is more formal. So your assistant informs me that she's telling me this. Then letter C, inherited.
Enables.
Enable. What is the meaning of enable?
Like to be able to do something, or yeah, enable.
Sorry.
Allow me to do something, or I don't know if allow, but yeah, to be able to do
Enable
something.
means to give you the necessary tools, the necessary help, to do something, in a better way. For example, taking this kind of classes enables you to understand English better, for example. It means it helps you, but it gives you the tools to do something. Not because it gives or it does everything for you. No, it helps you, but in a way that gives you the tools to do something. So the money inherited, it would be so nice.
Yeah, of course.
Enables me. Yeah. For example, I sold one of my bicycles last month, but the money enables me to pay for other courses and, well, yeah, to do a lot of better things with that money. Then letter D refers to a service because it says a faster service. So which one do you think it is?
Facilitate.
I think here you could also use the word provide. The new system provides me with a faster service, or provides us with a faster service. And it is a synonym of facilitate. So the new system facilitates, meaning improves the service. Okay, well, the number 10, this is for Ere. Thank you.
Yes, we share the same surname, but we are not to one another. I don't think the problem with the software is to a virus. She said he was from a French king. The idea from brainstorming session with the team.
Okay, here we need to pay attention to the prepositions too. They can help us a little, not totally, but a little. And it is very common in this part of the test. So this is to. Also to. This is from, and the other is from. It is a little bit easier. The first one means that you are not from the same family. Which one could be the best option?
Related.
For example, in Mexico, a lot of people, well, their surname is Gonzalez, but it doesn't mean that we are related. They are not family. Well, we are not family. That I know. So related would be related to. Okay, write it. Related to. And the next, the problem with this software is to a virus.
Connected.
Connected to also. So it has not, well, the concept, well, no, the cause of this is not a virus. It means that the problem is not connected to a virus. Then he said he was, it means that you come from a family, not that you are related precisely, but you are part of the this
Genealogic tree or
yes.
yeah, descended. Descend.
So you are he said that he was descended from right, descended from. And the next
He
one
has blue blood or
blue
something
blood
like that.
from the monarch.
Yeah.
So the idea from a brainstorming session with the team, it means that it developed. And it is
Evolve,
also evolved.
developed,
Evolved.
evolve.
So in this case, it means that at the beginning, it was just an idea, but then the project developed from also. So evolved from, descended from, connected to, and related to. So prepositions can help you a little. Maybe if you combine this with the exact meaning, you will have the right answer. The number 11, Alvaro, please.
Yes. Are you sure that a British clock space a continental socket? Letter B. This is strange weather space in with global warming. Letter C. I don't think the remote control space to this particular model of TV. And letter D. People who know about wines will choose one that space their meal.
Okay. The meaning of letter A is that it matches. Which one could it be? It has to do with not with ideas, not with family. It has to do just with physical form. What?
Fits.
Fits. So this plug fits. Also, fit is with clothes. Also, this piece of cloth doesn't fit me, so I need a bigger one because I am a little bit chubbier than I used to be. So it has to do with some physical form. Then the next one has to do with the consequence of something. I don't know, teacher. It means that it is related and it is a consequence of something. They are saying that this strange weather is the consequence of global warming. and it is a phrasal.
Corresponds.
What?
Corresponds. No, I don't know.
Correspond.
No,
Mm,
fits, ties in.
ties in. It means it is a consequence of something. This is a phrasal verb. Ties in with the three of them.
Which is the verb how do you say, like
In
ties, well,
this,
to to be,
the verb
the
is
verb
tie.
and the,
Tie. That is the
okay.
verb. To tie something with. In this case, you have also the preposition in, meaning it is a consequence of something. Ties in with global warming. That is the phrasal verb. To tie in with something. Also, tie can be a noun, like tie, meaning that it is connected or the consequence of something. Well, then the next has to do with I don't know, with the right use of something. The right how do you say this? the right machine or the right model for something. Maybe you have 3 different screens at home, but only one is the one that you can use with certain model. And it is also with preposition. This preposition can help you.
Corresponds to.
Correspond. Corresponds. So correspond to, tie in with, and fit. For fit, you don't need a preposition. And the next has to do with something that goes together with something, but they need some kind of complete, they complete each other, let's say. So this is, because it says people who know about wines will choose one that which one?
Complements.
Complements. Yeah, the right one, the right wine for the right meal. And some people are very picky about this. You cannot eat, I don't know, this kind of meat with red wine. It is with white wine. I don't know anything about wines because I don't drink. So fit has to do with some kind of a specific shape or a specific form, or a specific size. Ties in with, it is a consequence of something. Correspond, it is the right function for the right material or the right machine, for example. And complements, one has to do with the other. One goes with the other. And the last one, this is for Rebe, number 12. Thank you, Rebe.
The teacher. We had of temporary teachers before the school hired a permanent one. To open a bank safe, you need to remember to exact of numbers. How does it work if I want to order some new stationery? There are many opportunities for career if you work for that company.
Okay. The first one means that one goes after the other, like one pass, another pass, another pass, but they are not connected. Okay. Then letter B, it says, they go one after the other, but they have some kind of a logic, mathematics or something related to that, but they have some kind of a logical increment or something like that. Then the next has to do I don't know with this one. Yes, a method of choosing something. How does they work if I want to order some new stationery for your work? It has to do with a system, a systematic method, let's say. And then letter D has to do, there are many opportunities for career, like advancement to improve something, for something better. So letter A, which one do you think it is? A sequence, a system, a progression, or a
Succession.
succession? Succession, it doesn't have to be logical. We are not referring to something logical. We are referring to just one teacher after another. I have had a succession of girlfriends during my life. No. Just for pedagogical purposes.
Don't say that in public.
It is just for pedagogical purposes, meaning one after another, but it doesn't imply some kind of a logical thing. No, it is just one after the other. The next, it is something mathematic that has to do with mathematics in a logical way, of course. Which one?
Sequence.
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 Sequence, yeah.
And this case, the sequence, based on some kind of logic. +3, +4, +5, and it increases in a logical way, or it decreases also in a logical way. Then the next has to do with a method. Which one?
System.
So how does the system? What did I do? What did I do? I am lost. The system. Let me share it again. So how does the system work? The method work. So, I don't know if it is my Zoom that is failing. No, Zoom never fails. System. How does the system work? What is the method, let's say? And then letter D.
Progression.
Progression. The meaning could be here development. Sorry, progression. So in this case, it is like going better and better and higher with more power. So career progression. It has to do with your advancement in your career or your development. Okay, so now that we have all of this, I want to show you, but don't do it before you check your answers. So all the answers are here. I also added, so in case you want to check your answers. So for all the answers, you have it here in the presentation also. So, okay. So number one. Well, number two. Let me erase all of this. For number one, letter A, exact time. Letter B, specialized skills. Letter C, detailed account, and letter D, specific instructions. Then number 2, I suggest you go. Letter B, convey, to convey a sense of something. Then bear a lot of responsibility. We said it is something negative that we need to do. And transfer power. Then number 3, convince. She was convinced. Crazy. Letter B, determine, when you have the intention. Converted to organic. You move from one position to, well, one state of your mind to another. Or Jim persuaded. Then number 4, divided up, meaning completely. Split something. Detach, far from something. You keep your distance. And letter D, separated. What is it? Letter D, separated. He was separated from his mother. Then number 7, no, number 4. No, number 5. Appear suddenly. Number 2, well, sorry, letter B, draw. We said into a vehicle. When we are using a vehicle. To move, the Q started to move. And approach, when you get closer to someone. Then number 6, just as a summary. Number 6, presented. She was presented with something. Maybe before she left, she was shown this, but presented with. Then letter B, tempted. Letter C, demonstrated. And letter D, shown. Then number 7, to view, hidden from view. We said that it is the right phrase. Out of sight. Don't take any notice. And a great perception, understanding. Then number 8, don't meet, or it didn't meet our expectations. Letter B, suspicious, police. Calculations, it has to do with something you predicted. And then estimates, it has to do with money. Then number 9, something nice, to meaning help, assist. Letter B, informs me, more formal. Then enables, meaning give me the tools or give me the possibility. Then facilitates, make something easier. Then number 10, we share the same surname. We are not related. We are not from the same family. Then letter B, connected to something. It is not the consequence or the consequence. Then descended from, we said, and evolved from, to. Then number 11, to fit, with the same kind of form or shape. Fit, ties in with something, meaning that it is the consequence of something. Then corresponds to and complements something. And number 12, succession, one after the other, no logic. Sequence, one after the other, but with a logic or with a logical thing. System, as a synonym of method, and letter D, a progression, like going higher in level or develop. Okay? And now we are going to finish with the right answers for the smart dog. Okay, number 1. Who says me?
Wait. Specialized. Specialized. I know. Wait. Number 1. Specialized barks.
Barks, specialized. Are you sure?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I wrote.
It says, now a new study suggests that dogs have specialized. It would be like, yes, Rebe.
I chose a specific.
Specific
Okay.
here. Because it refers to every situation. You need the right thing for every situation. Specialized would be more for skills. For
Okay.
example, for a job. Then number 2, and they vary the pitch and pace of these two, meaning a message. To transmit a message.
Transfer.
What would
Combi.
to transfer?
Transfer.
Transfer power. Combi.
Mm,
Remember that combi refers to an idea or a feeling that you want to show or to express. And transfer is more for money or for power. Okay. Then number 3, it says the scientists who carried out the research are now
Persuaded.
persuaded. Persuaded is like more a hidden thing. So I don't think so.
Convinced.
What?
Determined.
Determined. But determined
Determined.
has to do more with the intention. And they don't say that. They are not saying that they have the intention. No, they really believe. That is the meaning of this.
Convinced.
Convinced. After all the experiments and everything, they are more convinced. Then number 4, it says, are from their owners, meaning that they are not together with their owners, or they
Separated.
which one? Separated. And also here it says from, separated from, as a baby who is separated from his mother. The number 5, it says when strangers, meaning come close, approach. It says towards them. Well, the thing is that here we have towards.
Mm,
So it means approach could be if you don't have the preposition. But in this case, you have the preposition.
Draw.
So move towards them. If you say approach them, that could be without preposition. But here we have the preposition. So we need a verb that takes this preposition. Move towards them. Maybe slowly or something. Then number 6, it says, to test this, the dogs were first later shown. Treats. They were shown these kind of things that they needed to do. Then number 7, before a screen was lower so that the treats were out of
Sight.
sight.
that you cannot see, out of sight. We said that is the phrase. Then number 8, it says, presumably because the numbers did not meet there. We said this is a fixed phrase.
Calculations.
Meet there. It was not what they thought before, or what they were
Expectations.
expectations. Okay, number 9, it says mathematical ability that
Enables.
enables them. It gives them the tools. Then number 10, it says maybe present because dogs are, meaning that they come from the same family.
Descent.
Descent.
Descended. They are descended
Descended,
from
yes.
dogs. Then number 11, it says an animal has to recognize that each object in a set, meaning that they have the same function. Mhm.
Corresponds.
Corresponds. This is for this and this is for that. And then number 12, a single number and the last number in a, meaning
Sequence.
they have some logic, one after the other, but with some logic.
Sequence.
Sequence, yes. Okay. So without before we check all of this, how many correct answers did you get?
6.
Six. Okay, little by little. But remember, you did this before we had all this training.
Yes.
Don't
Yes.
worry.
Yes.
Tomorrow, well, no, on Friday we are going to have more practice on this. So don't worry. And what about you, Rebe? How many
Can you
correct?
repeat me the question?
How many correct answers did you have before we did all of this training the first time?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Only 7.
Okay. So imagine we had done this before the exercise, it could have been better. I know Alvaro was not here. That is why I am not asking him. But I suggest after I upload the class, the video of the class, you can check it out. Okay? And do
Yes,
it on
teacher.
Okay. Well, next Friday we are going to have more practice on this. But now, next Friday is not going to be. There is not going to be preparation. Just we are going to practice, and then we are going to talk about why we chose one answer or another. Okay. So breathe in, breathe out, and take it easy. See you next Friday, guys.
See you. Have
See
a nice
you.
day.
See you. Relax. Have a nice day, guys. See you. Bye.